Welcome back, everyone. My name is Jen, and today is another video that is going on the playlist with like the best of. I think I've done one on the most productive, heat and drought tolerant. I've done a couple more, but this one today I'm recording is the never agains. I guess I'll call it that. Ones that either I didn't like, just didn't impress me. And there are, I think, a couple of these that I have already talked about in previous videos. Yeah. Well, the first one, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So, and I guess I should tell you, I'm gardening in zone 6A, 7B. I've got two gardens where I grow these. One's called Materville, one's here at my house. And sometimes I'll tell you whether I was growing it here or at Materville, because Materville's like in-ground. In-ground, I guess you could say, lasagna type beds, and then the one here at my house is like raised beds down the side of a cliff. So first one, I think I just edited the most productive, and it was Coyote. So I described that one already. I showed the taste test, but I'm going to do it again for this video. But Coyote was an insanely productive plant. It's a wild tomato. My friend Lauren loves this tomato. Ben and I just did not. It's an interesting flavored one. It's just not for us. So I am growing a few different wild tomato plants this year, and we'll see if those are the same or if Coyote is like just to stand out with the different flavor and the massive plant that it grew. I only had one, and you'd think I'd had 40 the way that thing grew. In the heat and the drought too. It was crazy. It was just crazy. So, but I did not like it. Ben didn't like it. He thought it kind of had like a bit of unripe ground cherry flavor to it, and I could taste like the hint of antho. Wasn't terrible antho, but it was just, I didn't enjoy Coyote.
Oh.
That can't be right.
That's got like
That's weird.
remember them ground cherries we ate? That's what that tastes like to me. It's got a weird
Little
like,
Let's
what
see.
is that? What kind of flavor is that?
I don't know, but
It's so like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't like it that much though.
I don't either. Why?
Can I have this? Is this the same one?
Yeah, they're not going to taste any different though.
I know, but
Not enough juice to even. It's got all that gel, but it's not like juicy.
like it's a, you know. Do you have any words for that?
I don't like it.
Weird?
Weird.
Very
Yeah.
weird?
Yeah.
No, it's like a distinct, there's some tomatoes that have that flavor, but I don't know how to.
It has definitely got a lot of gel. It's just like basically seeds and goo on the inside.
Some people might like that flavor though. you
Yeah,
know?
it's I don't know. Lauren loves it. If this is
It's not bad. Ground cherry was very strong of that flavor. And
Yes.
I didn't like the ground cherry, but that I don't mind, but it's not my
Number
favorite.
2 is Martian Monster. Now, I say that I would never grow these again, but this one, the plant got eaten up very soon after we tasted this one tomato. And it is the only tomato I got off this plant. So I really didn't get to try it out a whole lot. Could the fruit that we have tasted been an exception because it was the first fruit off the plant? I don't know. But what I will say is I like a lot of the Martian series. I think pretty much all of them I liked, except for this one. This one was hard. And like the skin was like thick, like the rind of a cantaloupe. I am telling you, Ben and I both, like even when I cut into it, I like knew right away. I was like, whoa. And then the flavor, it wasn't that great. So to describe it, it's like a large teardrop shape. Real pretty coloring. So when I say I'll never grow it again, I may grow this one again and give it another test, just because that, you know, sometimes the conditions of things, but I don't know about this one. Like, it just kind of blew my mind how much I disliked this one. Ben, actually, I think he said that this was like the worst tomato he tasted all year. Martian Monster. It was a spitter, I believe, for him. Whoa, that is some thick skin. Chew it up. Chew it. Ooh-wee. That is like a monster you can't chew up in your mouth.
I don't want to eat that.
Swallow it. You made me swallow that yucky one I didn't want to swallow.
It's just like...
What was that, asshole? You made me swallow it? No, I liked that one, didn't I? I liked asshole. Oh my gosh, you're still chewing. You never chew anything.
It's a soul.
You never chew anything that long.
Oh, it's so not good.
We're just gonna...
Oh, gross. That's the worst tomato I've ever eaten. I've never, ever wanted to spit a tomato out.
Maybe it wasn't completely ripe.
That was horrible.
Maybe it wasn't completely ripe. I don't know. But look how thick. Look, you can see where the skin is. It's green. And I don't know if you can see, but like you can see how thick the skin is.
Yeah, that's gross.
That is tough. Okay. Let's hope
well,
this
I'll
one...
give it another try if you have one that's more ripe at a later date.
Yeah,
but that
later.
was
Maybe that
nasty.
was just because that was the first fruit. Maybe that was just, it was just putting all of its efforts into the other ones. Number 3, no surprise. I just put up a short of this one. This one was in our naughty taste test, but without a naughty name. It was just, it looked super naughty. Picture a man standing with his pants off. That's all I'm saying. Like, when I was showing it to you, Ben was like, I don't see it. And I'm like, you don't see the schlong, you know, legs and the... Sorry, I'm 4 years old. Yeah, so that one made it into the naughty because the tomato itself looked super naughty. I had such high hopes for this tomato. I wanted to love it and I hated it. There are some that I like that are crunchy. Tomatoes that, I don't know. This one had everything I did not like. There was like barely any flavor to it. And the meat itself was so mealy, I could hardly swallow it. I did not want to swallow it, but there was nothing for me to spit it into. It is so pretty. It is like this odd shaped, elongated, different colors. So you can get black tulip. Did I say its name? It's black tulip. If you can get black tulip at Tomato Eden. She actually has quite a few tulip varieties. Black tulip, green tulip. I got California tulip there. Several tulip varieties. And I do plan on trying a couple more this year. I loved California tulip. This just, the texture of it, And I tried more than one. I kept going back to it. It was a fairly good producer. This one was over at Materville. And it gave me a lot of tomatoes, like right off the bat. But then it got eaten up, so. But I feel like it would have been a big producer. Now, tomatoes like that I end up not liking, they're going to be fried in sauces. You cook them down, you can't taste the mealiness, you know. Just for fresh eating, it's a big no to black tulip.
Names or naughtiness of the tomatoes make the flavor better? Because haven't we liked most of the naughty ones?
I don't know. You think it's something psychological?
Maybe.
Because they're just 4 years old?
Yeah.
Well, this one's called black tulip. We'll see if
this
we
one
like
doesn't
this one.
smell good.
I don't know. I feel like a weird black seed. I don't want to put that in my mouth.
It's okay. I'm not a fan of it. I've seen that face before. Yeah. I don't have nothing, babe. You just gotta swallow it. Swallow it. Swallow it.
I don't like that. Babe, no, that's not.
I didn't say a freaking thing.
You did. I'm gonna try it from a different place.
Try it, yeah.
It's incredibly mealy.
You're gonna get flagged on this video.
And it doesn't,
big time.
And it doesn't really even have hardly any flavor in like the meat. And the skin is super tough.
Yeah, but it's all in the juices, like, you know.
I can't. I'm gonna have to spit it out. I'm not even joking. Like, this is serious.
Why would you eat it again?
I'm so upset. I was so excited
It's not
about
that
this
bad.
one. It's the
It's not
worst.
good.
It's the worst tomato I've tasted this year.
No. Is it?
It's so mealy. Look at it. It's just like, it looks mealy. Damn it, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, but it is not. No.
Yeah.
I don't, Oh,
What's that called?
Black tulip. Dang, I'm so
Well, it
disappointed.
didn't have a naughty name, so
Well-
no one liked it.
You said that right before, yeah. I would have thought that I would have liked that one.
I would have thought you liked that one too.
Dang it. I would grow it just because of how unique it is.
Yeah.
Just so I could look at it.
You can get it
But-
to grow pretty good.
It's actually really productive for most of my tomatoes. There's probably like 7 or 8 more of these good looking. Oh gosh, it's so unique and so
Well, maybe
pretty.
that one's better.
I doubt it. I'm not gonna. It feels the same. It feels exactly like the other one did. It's probably exactly the same. Would you stop? It's called Black Tulip. There's nothing naughty about me describing. Number 4 is going to be Glacial Zebra. This one was real pretty. It's like a miniature butterscotch stripes. So I would say it was like a very small slicer. Odd shape, kind of flattened with some ribbing. It was a really pretty tomato, but it tasted. It was extremely tart with a lot of vegetal, or Ben used that word one time, like vegetably, I don't know, like you're eating a raw green bean. It just, And the refractometer, I think it said it was pretty sweet, but I could not get to the sweet. I couldn't get to anything that was good about it. Oh yeah, the bricks said it was a 7, but I couldn't taste any sweetness. I couldn't get past all the vegetably tartness. I don't know. I think this was the only, no, there was probably a couple there. So I listened to a talk just the other day of Craig LaHollier, and I knew this already, but he reminded me of it. All tomatoes have the same acidity. It's like when people say I'm looking for less acidic tomatoes, that's kind of a myth. They all have pretty much the same acidity. It's just when you taste them, the acid reacts like differently because of the sweetness that they have. So like, I think like when chewing them up, the volatility and what happens in digestion in your mouth can help you keep from having like acid reflux with some of these tomatoes. So there are ones, I think, that do give you an acid reflux kind of feeling in your chest. Glacial Zebra was one of those for me. And so I would say, when I say this one's pretty acidic, I just mean it gave me a little bit of heartburn, whereas other ones don't. It doesn't actually mean that there's more acidity to a certain tomato, because that's a myth. They are all it's very, very minor, if any. It's very, very minor. A change in acidity of tomato, like whites or yellows, they'll say have less acidity. Scientifically, no. But taste, chewing it up, swallowing it, does it give you heartburn? There are tomatoes that will do that. And Glacial Zebra did that for me this year, and I don't like that. I don't like eating a tomato and all of a sudden have like a burning sensation. So most tomatoes don't do that for me. I think there was 1 or 2 this year that did it, and I was just like, oh, nope, not for me. I don't want the acid reflux. Again, like the sweetness just did not help this tomato. Said it was sweet, but it did not taste sweet, and my chest told me otherwise too. Okay, ready? Ooh! That's another zinger, but
it's sweeter, and then it's
very vegetably.
Yeah.
I don't know about the sweetness. I got a whole lot of tart.
It's sweet, tart, vegetably.
Yeah.
And it's not like a combo.
It burns going down.
It's not like balanced or like,
What the heck?
I don't know. One comes right after the other.
That's strong. That is pungent.
Like a good tomato has all those flavors, but they are together when you eat it.
Did that
That
not
one
like
gets
that
sweet,
one like made my cheek like
tart, vegetably. And then you swallow it.
I didn't get that sweet first. I got tart, vegetably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's rough. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna just say
Yep.
I don't like it.
That is a 7.
It's not gross. No. Why am I missing it? I can't get past the tart.
Yep. That one was sweet.
It's a 7. Wow.
But
Okay. Well, good.
I'm not a fan
good
of
tongue.
it.
Good tongue, babe.
Not a fan of it though.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. It's pretty. Pretty, but yeah. I don't like. You're scared of the knife again.
You're a little dangerous with that thing.
Whatever.
Let's
I really
do-
don't like how strong it is. That
Let's
number
try
5. I just talked about this one, Kiwi. It was a good producer. It was in my good producers video I just edited. It was a really good producer all season long, even through all the drought and the heat. It was a green when ripe, real pretty, just plain green, no striping, no nothing. When you slice into it, it's this bright colored green, real pretty, but it was not tasty. Didn't like it. So I know you probably just saw the taste test this, but I'm gonna put it in anyways, just in case this might be the first video that somebody stumbles upon and you're not watching the entire series. You'll get to see this taste test. I don't want to skip over them and just go to the next one without actually letting you listen to me tell you how I did not like this one. Okay. It smells like all the
A
others.
lot of seeds. I have a lot of seeds.
I need more. That's a lot milder in flavor than the one I just had in my mouth.
This one vegetable like.
A little bit. It's not bad. Skin's tougher.
Skin's tough. It's more like a vegetable flavor. And it's sort of kind of just bland. It's juice. It's juicy.
It's juicy. It's very ripe. But yeah, it's just kind of there's not a wow factor to it. Really pretty though. It's got a little bit of that like terracotta color at the bottom. Huh. Next one, number 6. A disappointing one for sure. This one is Margaret Curtin. Now let me explain. Lauren just talked about this one on her what is it? Tomato awesome sauce show that she does on Thursdays at 4. So she just brought this one up because there's a really cool story behind it. If I can find the story, I'll put it up here and you can read about it. It's got a really great story. I have heard a bunch of people talk about how good this tomato was, and I was very excited for it. So when I say I'm never going to grow it again, I'm not going to grow the seeds that I got, the seeds that I grew for this tomato ever again, because it grew a tomato. My Margaret Curtin that I grew this year, it was It would start leaking after a day sitting on the table. It always felt overripe no matter when I would pick it. I would pick some of them early, thinking that it was early, and it was still, so the meat was just, I don't know, had it slimy, I don't know. I didn't like the texture when I was like chewing it up. It didn't have a good bite. And the flavor of it was ridiculously mild. Like, I was so disappointed because I had such high hopes for this. So did I get maybe something that wasn't actually Margaret Curtin? Because there's so many people that like it. Like, I forget, there was another one. A couple years ago, I taste tested black pineapple and Inez Noir. Everybody loves that one. Ben and I tasted it and we were not impressed. So that's another one where I feel like I need to get new seed stock, trade for new seeds from somebody that said their Inez Noir is amazing, as well as their Margaret Curtin is amazing, and try to grow their seeds out, because I feel like I got gypped. Like, everybody says they love Margaret Curtin and mine was not good. So I don't know, but I won't be growing the seeds of this Margaret Curtin, but I possibly will grow it again just to see if I get the same results. There's that. It does, yeah. I don't know.
I think it's good, but like I said, I brushed my teeth before I came down here.
It's good, but it's a little mushier than I'd like. It's not mealy. It's not mealy at all. It's just kind of, it's like incredibly juicy, and I've said it before, I like a little bit more like bite to the meat. I don't like them crunchy. I don't like them super.
Clean my palate.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't like, you see how like the guts and everything just wants to slide right out of it? I don't like that. But it tastes pretty good. It's not very acidic. I say it's on the milder side. Yeah?
I think so too.
The next one I'm going to talk about is Eros Dwarf. So Eros Dwarf is, you can get seeds for this one from Secret Seed Cartel as well as Meraki. This one was another kind of naughty, I think this was in the naughty taste test, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But it looked like the shape of San Penis, so you can picture it. But it's yellow, so like a yellow orange. So it's an odd long shape with like the end of it looks, well. This one is like hollow inside. This one I was actually growing in the greenhouse, so it did climb out of the greenhouse and go to the natural light, and I got a handful of tomatoes off of it. I didn't like it. It was kind of hollowish, and it just, the flavor of it and the meat texture, it was not, I did not care for it. Okay, there you go. No. That makes goat sack taste delicious. That's awful.
I wouldn't say it's awful.
I
don't actually not like it. I think it's okay.
I don't want to chew it up. It's not good. I don't like that.
What? It's not even that bad. It has a little tartness.
Compared to goat sack, it's awful.
I wasn't a fan of goat sack. It was kind of watery. Didn't have much flavor.
It almost tastes like it's bad.
It's not bad.
What are you talking about?
Looks like a little mouth.
It's horrible. I'm not that bad. Next one, number 7, is Taxi. Now, I just heard on Craig's talk that he actually likes Taxi a lot. I did not. It was a good producer for what I got. This one was over at Materville. It's a small yellow slicer, all uniform in shape. They're sort of like, I don't know, maybe slightly bigger than a golf ball, but not much. So you could sort of, I guess, no, definitely bigger than a golf ball. Not as big as a softball or baseball. Yeah, in between those. I really don't know. I'll be showing pictures. You can get seeds for Taxi from Vermeer and Tomato Fest. This one would just like water. I don't know. It was like watered down. It was like, for me, it kind of tasted like slightly better than store-bought. No zing to it, no nothing. That's all I really can say about Taxi. I remember thinking, I remember messing up thinking that Taxi was, what's that one I want to grow that I thought was a giant? And I told Lauren, and Lauren was like, Taxi's not a giant at all. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't put it in with my row of giants. I put it on the other row. And when she told me this, she also told me, she goes, it doesn't, you might want to reconsider growing it. But I'd already started seeds for it. So, yeah, she wasn't wrong. At least, I don't know. So maybe Craig has some different volatility that happens in his mouth, because for me and Lauren, Taxi didn't have it. Didn't have it. So there's my wedge. What does that taste like?
Tomato,
I don't
but
like
not.
it. No.
It's got a weird.
It like hits your tongue really weird in the beginning.
It's kind of like a tart, but it's overpowered by the juice, so it's almost watered down.
Yeah. It's mild, but
it's very juicy. Yeah, it's very mild, like
not very acidic.
the skin.
Not very much
a
tartness.
Little chew at the end.
Yeah. No tomato, like classic tomato flavor.
It's real
to it.
chill.
It's okay. All right. Next up.
It's all right.
Give me those two. They're both the same. Number 8 is Gargamel. Oh, I'm mistaken this one for a dwarf. And what was the dwarf I was thinking? There's one called, and I keep mixing them up because they kind of sort of look similar. They're different inside. Gargamel is not a dwarf. It was huge. Good producer. It's like a saladette size, real pretty, amazing coloration. I don't even know how to describe it. But it was like one of those ones that tasted green beanie. It had crunchy skin. It was almost like eating a pepper, you know? And when you're wanting a nice, flavorful tomato and you get a pepper, disappointment. I didn't feel like there was any sweetness to it. It did have a good shelf life. So that, I mean, it did sit on the counter for a couple of weeks without going bad. So I'll give it that. But that's about it. Gargamel, I'd say you could get it at Tomato FIFO. Doesn't smell that great. Doesn't smell bad though.
Different.
Definitely green beanie.
Weird. The skin is so crunchy. It's like a pepper.
Yeah.
It's very crunchy.
I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh. Well, that's how that one is.
It's got a lot going on. Let's have some of this
It's
top.
different. It's an interesting flavor.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely got some green beanie.
A hint of a little tartness. Green beanie.
Yeah.
Crunchy like a pepper.
Yeah, not sweet. It kind of does have like a little bit of a peppery flavor. Like when I say green beanie, I could go with peppery.
Yeah, I think it's more, yeah, like.
Interesting. Okay. Number 9, Sandberg. All right. I grew 2 Sandbergs. I grew Sandberg and Sandberg Green When Ripe. Okay. I loved Sandberg Green When Ripe. Sandberg was like the complete opposite, which super surprised me. They're sort of related, so I would think there'd be something a little bit that I would like about Sandberg. It was gross. I did not like it. You can get seeds from Uprising Seeds, Secret Seed Cartel, or Tomato FIFO. This one was like a bright orange with yellow striping, sort of like a flat beefsteak, and it's potato leafed, I believe. This one was really juicy. Again, very acidic for me, like in my chest acidity. Like, I did not like it. It had way too much seeds and goo for me for my slicer, so I had to pass on Sandberg. Mush, like gooiness, like not my favorite consistency. Let's see. That's different.
That one is kind of green bean like.
That's different. I think that's pretty acidic too. Yeah.
I don't know if I can really tell.
Lots
if
of
it's
seeds
acidic
and
or
goo.
not.
Lots of seeds and goo. What do you think? Number 10 is Jarson 21. I do not think there were any other Jarsons that I disliked as much as I disliked this one. This was probably, if I had to number them, you know, one being the best all the way down to, I think 21 would be at the very bottom. Yeah. You can get seeds for Jarson 21 from Tomato Eden. It's a medium-sized slicer. Mine looked different than what's on Tomato Eden's site, so I must have got like a little bit of an unstable variant. That's okay, I don't mind. It's like an orange yellow. This one had hardly any seeds, and I didn't feel like this one tasted much like a tomato in any way. It was super tart. The meat consistency was okay. Ben liked it. I just didn't like it. I didn't think it was good, and I won't be growing Jarson 21 ever again. It smells like all the others before it so far. Okay.
Whoa.
What is that?
It's a explosion of flavor for your mouth.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
It's like tart.
It's tart.
It's good.
You like it?
Yeah. I like it. It's almost sour.
Yeah.
Like it's like, it
Yeah, maybe
like puckered my cheeks almost.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess sour would be the right word, right?
Yeah, it was definitely sour. What do you think about like the consistency?
I think it's great.
You like it?
That would be good on like a sandwich.
I like the meat.
It doesn't taste like tomato-y. It is like...
It's yeah, no classic tomato flavor to that one.
It's like real tart, but at the end it has like it does taste kind of earthy at the end, I think.
It does have a little bit of a vegetable-y, or a vegetable. What? How do we?
Barn-like flavor.
Barn-like. Number 11 is Serendipity Dwarf. So this one is part of the Dwarf Tomato Project. I can't remember which one. I'll put it up. So you can get these at Victory Seed Company. This was one that Ben really liked and I didn't like at all. So this was another very pretty saladette shaped tomato. It was a like dark with green like striping, golf ball size, and then really deep pretty coloring on the inside when you sliced it. This one had some antho flavor to me, which if I taste the antho, I'm done. I remember in this taste test saying that like after I ate the piece that I had, I felt like I was getting a headache. Like I'm like, I don't want to eat something that gives me a headache. So Serendipity Dwarf is a big
This one don't smell. You smell it?
Yeah.
I don't smell it much.
I don't like it.
I like it.
I don't. Yeah. No. That one's not for me.
Ooh, that end is bad.
Yeah.
Because it's so much.
It's almost got a little bit of like the anthocyanin flavor, but
There's
really no anthocyanin.
It's good flavor, I think, but it's very chewy. Like the outside of it is very.
It like feels like it's giving me a headache.
I don't mind the flavor. I mind the chewiness of it and the crunchiness of it.
I
don't feel like a tomato. I don't like my tomatoes crunchy like peppers.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a fan of
Number
that.
12 is Northern Lights. So there's Northern Lights and there's Southern Lights. Northern Lights you can get at Tomato Five Food, Tomato Fest, and Meraki. I tried growing both of them. I had seeds for both last year, but I didn't get any Southern Lights to germinate, of course. So I'm going to try Southern Lights again this year. I think I got more seeds to try those, but I did have a friend tell me when I told them that I was growing both, they said, you know, you might not want to waste space on Northern Lights. It's not great. Southern Lights is pretty good. I don't know about Southern Lights yet, but I can tell you that she was right on the money with the Northern Lights. It was not great. It was crappy, and I'll never grow it again. It's like an 8 to 16 ounce flattened yellow orange beef steak. Very vegetably, sweet, but the vegetably and sweet just don't mix. So too mushy. It was way too mushy. I don't know. The one we tasted, I think for the taste test, it might have been overripe, but we tasted a couple more after that, and I still didn't like it. So I was like, nope. It wasn't the fact that it was overripe. It was just the tomatoes not great. So Northern Lights is let's see.
Very sweet, I think.
But a little vegetable.
Also has a vegetable flavor.
Yeah. And the meat is definitely too smushy for me. It doesn't have that bite that I like it to have. It just kind of disintegrates in your mouth like slime. So.
I'm not disappointed with it. I don't think it's bad.
I don't want to say it's bad, but I really wish I had Southern Lights.
Would you rather have like a mushy tomato or a crunchy, non-juicy tomato, or would you just not eat either of them? You just leave them on the counter and go bad?
I feel like this would go bad really quickly.
That wasn't my question.
I would probably take the mushy one as opposed to hard. Number 13, I've got two more. So number 13 is Kazula 61. So yeah, I have one Jarson that I didn't like and one Kazula that I didn't like this year, which is quite surprising. There's not that many that I have such aversion to. But there was one of each of those this year. Most of the Kazulas are amazing, beautiful, and super tasty, but Kazula 61, I'm not sure what went wrong with what I got. It was still very pretty, keeping with the Kazulas. You know, they're all very pretty. This one was still pretty. It's like a green, yellow, star-shaped, almost like boxy-like. I had high hopes for it because I really liked the way it looked, but the taste of it did not match how pretty it was. It had a butterscotch center too, which surprises me because I don't think I've tasted any butterscotch colored tomatoes that I have not liked. Butterscotch striped, I love. Butterscotch beefsteak, I've loved. Uluru okra, I loved. Was there another one? What was the other one? Most butterscotch ones I like, but this one, It had thick skin. Another downer for it. It was really tart, but the meat was like mushy. No, won't be growing that one again.
Woo!
Woo, that's tart.
That's piquant.
That skin is thick. Again, yeah.
Is that how you say it? Piquant? Boy, that's...
Oh man, it's so pretty.
Piquant. Yep, piquant.
Piquant. It's
Which
so
means tarty.
very tart.
Tangy.
Very tangy.
Spicy.
Of all the Kazulas, I don't like that one. It's so pretty. It's so cool looking and so pretty.
The skin is the worst.
The skin's tough. The meat is mushy.
So not only does it look fake, when you eat the skin, it's just like plastic wrapping.
Oh, man. Oh, poor Kazula. Not getting it.
Worst Kazula ever.
Last one I'm going to talk about, number 14, is Yantarneye Kamnata, also known as Amber Room. I had high hopes for this one. I thought this one was going to be tasty. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And it's another butterscotchy green, medium large slicer. When you slice it, it's bright green on the inside. Super pretty. You can get seeds from Tomato Eden and Croatian seeds. And then on Etsy, head to my toes. So head to my toes on Etsy. She sells it as well. This one was really, really meaty, like super meaty. A lot of times I like mine in between. I don't like a lot of seeds and goo, and I don't like super, super meaty for the most part. There are some exceptions if the flavor of them is really good, but this one didn't have really anything going for it. The flavor, I don't know. It had the flavor of it had a little bit of antho to it, so it was a big no for me. And you can qualify this one as a green one ripe. So there's...
That's interesting.
I don't like it. It's almost got like a antho taste to it a little bit.
Yeah, it's got something there. And then plus there's a lot of stuff left after.
Yeah, I can't.
It's real chewy.
Yeah, I'm not loving that one. It kind of, I hate that that's the last one that went in my mouth.
Oh, is this our last one?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have it like a...
Oh, no, it isn't. I got one more, and I'm excited about it. One more. I'm not gonna try it again.
I feel like it's sweet, but it's...
Oh, it's sweet, but it's sweet in like a...
It's a weird taste, though. It's sweet,
way.
but then...
I don't like it. It's really pretty. But it's definitely not the flavor that I like in a green tomato. It's so wild that this green, although it looks very pretty, is just not.
It's very vegetable-y at the end, and there's a lot of stuff left after.
It's almost a 5.
Oh, I thought it would be sweeter than that, actually.
I did too, but 5's pretty sweet for a slicer. So there's 14 varieties of tomatoes I probably will never ever grow again, except for maybe Martian Monster and then Margaret Curtin, but those are just because I feel like something went wrong. But you never know, I might end up with the same results, and I just don't like those tomatoes. It's okay that lots of people like Margaret Curtin and I don't, but it's just kind of a bummer when you have high hopes and you hear so many good things and it's not great. So those are my 14 never agains for this year. I did a video last year like this. I'll link that one down below if you're interested in hearing me talk about how I didn't like stuff. Click that thumbs up button, give me a like, share me on your Facebook page, help me grow my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know in the comments if there are any that you grew this year that you were disgusted by and you'll never ever grow again. I want to hear about those. Probably because I'll grow them just to see if I have the same reaction. You know, I always toss in some where people say are gross because, well, I need to do one of these videos at the end of the year. But let me know if you had aversion to some tomatoes. I'd really like to hear about them. And until the next one, I hope you all enjoy your day. Bye.